everybody out there? I hope you guys are having a magnificent day. It's gorgeous here in the southern Cleveland area. As you can see, we got sunny skies, a few clouds, might rain a little bit, which is nothing new to the Cleveland area, but hey, I'll take it. It is August 23rd, so it's going to be snowing here soon, and it's going to be a nightmare. But hey, I just want to do a quick vlog, take you guys along with me on my beautiful bike. Yeah, you can see, check this out. My son made this for me. My little son, Jacob, he's in my video of riding with my boy. I think it's 4 videos back. Check it out if you haven't seen it. He's an awesome kid. He likes to do everything. If he sees something, he wants to know how to do it. So he saw crocheting once, and so he wanted to learn how to do crocheting. So he made that for me. I thought that was really cool, man. And he's a badass. Just because he crochets doesn't mean he's not a badass. He takes his older brother down, who's 13, and Jacob's only 9. All my kids are cool. I guess I can tell you a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, a town called Milford. Lived around that area until I was about 23 years old. Then moved up to Columbus. Went to school for a little while, big waste of money. Then moved up to Cleveland. Got married about 15 years ago, had 3 kids. Last 2 years have been kind of crazy. My mom passed away. It's kind of hard to talk about it. It was like an aneurysm, and yeah, it was just out of nowhere. I mean, I remember getting a call from my grandma, and it was like a nightmare, total nightmare, man. I mean, I've had a lot of people die around me. My first best friend is dead. My first girlfriend I had is dead. My first roommate's dead. He was actually murdered by another friend of ours. And that was a crazy story. Oh my God. We were, I'll tell it to you guys real quick, just a quick story. I used to like get anxiety when I talk about it. It was pretty nuts, but yeah, I lived with this guy named Matt. Cool guy, great guy, awesome guy, do anything for you kind of guy, you know. I lived with him in a town called Williamsburg. It was like 5 minutes away from my mom's house. And we had a roommate by the name of Scott that lived with us. He was one of Matt's school friends when he was young. So he's known him for a long time, and you know, we were I came home from work one day. I was working at Pizza Hut. I was like, I think, oh my gosh, 20 years old. And I had a 40 with me. That was when I was young and thugging. And I walked in, and you know, Mike was there, Matt was there, and then Scott. Mike was my brother-in-law. He's like a brother. I've known him since I was like 8 years old. And then they were all just sitting there playing Twisted Metal for the PlayStation 2. That shows how old I am. And I didn't want to sit around on a weekend, so I was like, okay guys, well, if you guys are going to do this, I'm going to take off. So I went out to my buddy's house, probably about 15 minutes down the street, and he minivan wanted a piece of this. It ain't happening, motherfucker. But so I went down to my buddy's house, and he wasn't there. And so I was like, you know what, it started snowing. It's Cincinnati snow. If you get 2 inches, it's bad. So I was like, my mom's house is right in between the 2 houses. So I go to my mom's house, I stay there. And then I wake up in the morning, Bobby comes busting in. He's like, hey dude, Matt's dead. And so supposedly what happened, it was all over the news. Scott waited for Mike to leave, and he took Matt at gunpoint, tied him up or something, chopped his head off with a machete, and stabbed him a whole bunch of times, and took a whole bunch of knives and guns down to the Spaston Homes, this place where he was working for the mentally handicapped, and took everybody hostage. And yeah, he was going to kill everyone and kill himself, but the feds talked him out of it. And he was talking to my sister Amber, and it was a pretty crazy situation. And man, I just thank God, my guardian angel, whoever was watching over me, that I didn't go home that night. I don't know what would have happened. I kind of think, I don't know, I might have been able to save Matt, or you know, he probably just would have killed me. Probably wait till I was sleeping, and I don't know, dude, but it was a mess. But he's in prison for life. So yeah, so that was pretty crazy, but that really affected me, losing Matt like that. But yeah, my mom, dude, that was devastating. Yeah, my best friend David, he was my first best friend I ever had. I known him since I was like 7 years old, and he went to prison for a while, and I just took the wrong path. Talented guy too, man. Oh my God, he could play baseball. There's no doubt in my mind he would have been signed. I remember us going outside of the church when we were kids, and we were kind of bad kids. We weren't the best, but we weren't the worst. And there's this road called Belfast over in Goshen, Ohio, and the speed limit was like 50 or something like that, and 45, and this car goes by, and David goes, hey, watch this. He grabs a rock and throws it ahead of the car, and by the time the car gets to where he was throwing the rock, it shatters his back window. The guy had a crazy, crazy arm, and I'm talking, we were probably about like 10 years old at that time, man. I don't even think 10 years old can throw a rock nowadays, man. But yeah, so he just took the wrong path, man, and God rest his soul, God rest Matt's soul. He took his own life. Sad, man. And then first girlfriend out of Cincinnati, Robin, she got into drugs, heroin, and all that stuff. And she was my first love, but she died from some kind of blood disorder. I don't know what happened, but that just happened probably about 5 years ago. Crazy. But yeah, but those are my death stories. I hope you guys enjoyed them. So where have I been for the last 2 years? Well, I started a job over at Chase. I have my own business. I've had my own business since 2009, and I basically really didn't have too much to do. I think 2016 when the kids went back to school. So I basically went back to work. Saved the majority of everything I made, which was cool, but I was working from 9 o'clock till like 6 at night, and it was like 40 minutes away, 45, so I didn't have time for anything. My bike sat in the garage the first year, the Z1000. But yeah, I kind of got out of it a little bit. And for those of you who don't know, motovlogging or any kind of vlogging requires a lot of editing, especially if you suck like me. You got to edit a lot. So it takes up time I didn't have. But now, I've basically just been back in the business, and that's since, I think, August of last year, October of last year. So I've almost been out for a year. Man, if you guys are thinking about getting a bike and not sure, just do it. You live once, you're gonna die someday. Might as well die having fun. You know, I heard a statistic, something like 85–90% of everything you worry about never even happens, so we waste that much time worrying. Guys, this is life. You go through it one time. Live it. Do what you want to do. There's no point if you don't, man. Don't worry about what other people say, what other people think. You know why? Because they're not you. It doesn't matter. You matter. That's all that matters. Take the wise words of Motovlogo. If you want a bike, get a bike. Just make sure you learn how to ride it while you're here.
This has been a paid programming by Motovlogo Incorporated.
Now I'm entering the beautiful city of Independence. It's actually not that beautiful. You know what? Let's head on down towards the beautiful city of Cleveland. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do, guys. Just a quick little vlog, fill you in what's going on, a little bit about me, and I'll tell you guys more later. You guys have a great day. I hope it's awesome. Peace.